Hello and welcome to Financial Insight. My name is Clarence Chongo and we are at the EY 2024 Sustainability Report at 𝗶𝘁𝗀𝗵𝗀𝗵 in Lusaka. I have the pleasure now of sitting and talking to Mrs. Yande Mwenye, who is, as you may know, the ZICA President. Mrs. Mwenye, welcome to Financial Insight and the EY 2024 Sustainability Report launch.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Indeed. So you obviously regulate standards for financial reporting and obviously sustainability reporting in the country. The question I would like to ask you is what the importance is of people adhering to these standards when they are reporting in the country.
Thank you very much. And as we are talking about sustainability, I believe you are referring to our sustainability standards,
yes.
Which is IFRS S1 and S2. So as you would appreciate, this year we had adopted the standards as ZICA. And you would like to know that Zambia is amongst the first countries. The 30 countries that adopted these standards first, Zambia is amongst them. So that is a huge step in us actually moving forward. Now, when we look at the importance, is these standards talk about other things other than the financial statements. So we're looking at ESG, the environment, the social aspect, and the governance aspect. The importance of these is that now users of financial statements are looking at more than just the numbers. They are looking at what companies are doing, transparency, accountability, issues of the social. So when they look at the financial statements, the integrated reports now bring an extra layer, so an extension to the financial statement that speaks to these issues. So for example, when we look at environment, what is the company doing with regards to the environment? It's not just about planting trees. How sustainable are they? So for instance, in a country where we rely on electricity, which is hydro, have they moved maybe to solar? So those are some of the steps we're looking at. When we look at governance, it's about what are they doing as a company, intentionality. How many women are on the board? Are they disabled people? How is their working environment from a human capital aspect? Then you look at the social. In the communities that they operate in, what are they doing? What else are they lending a hand to in the community? So it's very broad. And users of financial statements are now saying they want to see more than just the numbers, but they need to see that aspect. So the adoption of these standards hopes to address all those things.
Now, to some entities, I'm sure, they feel as if they might be being overburdened by regulation and standards, and that it comes with a cost. What can you say to people who have that complaint?
So when we look at, for instance, climate change, none of us are immune. You and I have been affected by the effects of climate change because we saw Zambia being declared to have a drought by the president last year.
Yeah.
They said we have a drought. And then we saw it in the energy crisis.
Yes.
You and I were affected, even at a residential level.
Yes.
You go home, you can't use your deep freezer, you can't use your stove, you can't switch on your power that you would normally do by a click of a button. So yes, it is burdensome because it's the beginning. Yes, it's expensive, but these are things that have to be done. We are living on this planet and it's our duty to protect it. But then even in the other side, for example, when you look at the agricultural sector, we need the agriculture sector to provide us food. But we know that with agriculture, they cut trees.
Yeah.
So what is in place? As they are cutting trees, are they planting other trees? What sort of chemicals are they using that will help restore the nutrients in the soil? So those are some of the advantages. Yes, it's onerous for now, but the benefits far outweigh the costs.
Now, this morning, you mentioned some regulations in terms of acts of parliament that compel entities to act in a certain way. My question is the compulsion for entities to act sustainably or merely to report on their sustainability actions?
So it's actually two-pronged. We all have to act sustainably.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, as I said, we are on this earth, so we are responsible for it.
Indeed.
But also coupled with that, you see, when you report on something, there's an accountability aspect. So the users of those financial statements can now hold you accountable that you said you are doing this. Where have you done this? Or why have you stopped doing this? Or are you able to improve on this? That's what comes about. And yes, the Green Economy and Climate Act was enacted last year in 2024, and we are very happy about that because, as you know, when the law is in place, there is compliance because it's something that we've been wanting to see for quite a long time.
Okay, and there was a question about what kind of training or qualification, shall I say, people need in order to navigate the sustainability environment, if you like. Okay, and you mentioned that you know, if they're a chartered accountant, then they're well on their path.
Yes.
But for those who might not want to be chartered accountants, does ZICA endorse, support, and or know of institutions that are offering sustainability training as standalone courses?
In fact, when we look at the International Federation of Accountants, as we move forward, there are some pronouncements that will be coming later in the week. And what we are hoping to do is, even for accountants, you see, I got qualified 22 years ago. What this then means is we need to keep ourselves abreast with current developments. So even though I'm a chartered accountant, that is just the first step. In sustainability reporting, I now need to upskill to be able to interpret and to be able to apply these standards. So certainly there will be some courses that will be rolling out, perhaps later in the year or early next year, that will be helping both chartered accountants and I even believe non-users of financial statements to be able to get a better understanding of what's happening.
Okay, and on that note, Mrs. Mwenye, I would like to thank you for joining us here at Financial Insight and for taking part in this conversation.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
Indeed.
Thank you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Clarence Chongo here for Financial Insight. Get to know.